Welcome to 91 Reasons, a pop culture fueled rocket into the far reaches of nerd culture. Featuring your hosts, Jeff, Rachel, Luna, Austin, and Josie. It's Tucker time.
Fancy sound effects. That's the blowing wind. Hear that? It's the winds of change, Sully. Hey, we just turn your phone off.
It's Carl.
The show just started, and Carl's already part of the show.
He says he looks forward to
Hey, it's Jeff. Welcome to this episode of 91 Reasons. We are here with Rachel and Austin.
Hi.
To talk about our adventures at Midsummer Scream. Which is, I think, Rachel's favorite con of the year. Mine, it fluctuates between Midsummer Scream and the Pinball Expo. So if there was pinball at the Midsummer Scream, it would be flawless. But there isn't.
It couldn't get better for me unless I was out there enjoying it and not working a booth. But
There was pinball at Comic-Con, but there wasn't pinball at Midsummer Scream. Midsummer Scream was last weekend, July 29th and 30th at the Long Beach Convention Center.
Yay!
Go to www.midsummerscream.org to find out all the information. There's pictures and everything on social media.
Go. Start saving your pennies for next year.
This is a celebration of Halloween and all the things that us ghoulish kids like, that the mainstream media is slowly catching on, that we like about.
Finally.
Finally, right? Well, again, I always say the same thing. Halloween used to be a single day when I was a kid. You'd get your costume. There was the days leading up to going out and trick-or-treating, and then the 4 hours of trick-or-treating, the glorious
Wearing
4
your
hours.
costume at school. I mean, you can milk it for almost a week if you were really into it like I was as a kid.
Right, but now, Halloween started already. It started this weekend.
I have decorations out.
Yeah.
And I am bringing more out. I am no longer waiting for September. That seems way too far away.
What's with you and Halloween?
I love it. Because it represents everything I love. I love all things dark and gothic, and I like black cats and witches and skeletons. And, I was having a conversation with myself this morning on the way to work.
Oh, this ought to be good.
This is a true conversation. You might all find me kind of morbid. But I found myself for the first time ever, because I really like skulls. I think they're fascinating looking. Like, if I see a skull on a necklace, on a t-shirt...
Are you going to say that you finally realized you have one?
I do know that, but I never look at humans and go, I wonder what their skull looks like. And there were two janitors that walked by me on the campus at work this morning, and I looked into them. I bet, their skulls are right there.
This is going to end up leading into you donating your body to the human bodies.
Well, it did.
Isn't it?
My whole life I wanted to be cremated. I wanted to be worthy enough that someone loved me enough that they wanted to sit me somewhere and stare at me every day. Take me. That was my ultimate. But, because I do talk and think of death a lot, probably way more than most people. But then, today, that changed all that.
I'm disturbed.
I don't think I want to be cremated anymore because a skull is so beautiful. And if I don't decompose and become a skull, that's really sad. But okay, here's where it got creepy.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is where it gets creepy?
Yes.
I'm sizzling. I have
creepy.
goosebumps.
So I was looking at these janitors and I was imagining what their skulls would look like. And I know that sounds weird, but this really happened. And I'm like, it would be a really cool collection if you're able not, I don't know, I guess you'd have to bury them so they decompose and then you get the skull.
No, you can't have a human skull.
Why?
It's illegal.
I thought at first that would be a weird collection, but I don't want their rib cage or their elbow.
Well, you're not crazy.
But a skull, human skulls of all the people you love, well, that would be a really cool collection.
No, it wouldn't.
But it made me look at people different. I'm like,
are you talking about you want to be Vlad the Impaler?
Now, I wouldn't hurt someone to get their skull, but if they're already dead...
This sounds like a stepping stone.
I mean, skulls are beautiful, and we put them in the ground. Doesn't that seem like a shame to you?
One minute you're getting Star Wars figures for your birthday, and 9 months down the line, you're thinking about shoplifting them. Collecting is gateway. So you're looking at skulls, and 9 months
looking
later,
in a
you're
beautiful
sharpening up a
way.
knife going, I can't wait to get your skull. And the guy's like, what?
Not Dexter here. I'm not trying to kill people. But if they're already dead, why are we putting them in the ground? It's so beautiful.
Because
like, it's just
that's
so
how you
sad.
honor their memory. You don't
Why can't
dance
I honor
around with
it?
their skull.
I don't want to dance with
You're
them.
not
I want to
Hamlet.
like a hutch or something, you know?
No.
Okay. But that
no.
seriously was a conversation I had with myself this morning, and I discovered that it's not just because it looks cute on a t-shirt. I actually really like skulls.
A lot of people liked the CGI talking in Star
And
Wars
like
Rogue
certain
One.
heads fatter
But we
than
shouldn't do
others,
things like that.
Don't you
Right.
find that fascinating? Like, wonder
Just
what your
let-
skull looks like.
let
Do you
people-
wonder?
You can go see your skull. It's called an X-ray,
Yeah,
honey.
but
Just
not
let people
like without
rest.
the flesh on it.
What are you talking about? You want to see your skull without the flesh on it?
Yes. So I do not want you to cremate me, and I've told you that for the whole 23 years of our marriage, that I wanted to be scattered in the ocean so the sharks will eat me and I'll be in a shark's belly because I love sharks. But now I've decided you need to keep my skull.
Okay.
So if they bury me, you sneak in after it's been some time and I'm decomposed.
So
and
now
you-
I'm committing crimes.
Yes.
Grave robbing.
Yes, take Aldo. He'll be all about
Yeah.
it. And then you get my skull.
Okay, and then what?
And if you die first, I will do that for you.
No, I would appreciate you not doing that.
But
Are you gonna do I put a candle on top of it or?
no, just want to be on my display.
Now, what if my new wife doesn't approve of the old wife's skull being on the mantle?
Well, then she's not worthy. I don't care if you get a new wife, but she has to be worthy. Okay, we got off subject, but that was a
No,
real
this is
conversation
the
today.
subject, man.
It was a real conversation. These two janitors just like, I
Let
don't know
me
what
just-
it was, but I just needed to see their
Well, let
skulls.
me just
I
follow.
appreciated their skulls.
Let me just follow it up by saying, this is the same woman who said I couldn't have an artificial leg.
Well, why would you want one? That's just
Oh, now that's crazy.
No, real bone. This is a plastic. No, totally different worlds. There's no beauty in that. What are you talking about?
We're collecting them for different reasons.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh my God. Have you ever thought of getting a job at a museum? You could stare at skulls all day.
I don't know. I think I should have been like a mortician or something. I'm really good with makeup. What are those people that do the makeup on dead people?
What?
Didn't you watch 6 Feet Under? I'd be really good
What?
at that.
A mortician?
So when I'm done with financial aid, when I retire in another, 10 years or whatever, maybe I can take
You have to go to school. They have mortician school. They teach you how to embalm, makeup, attitude.
I think that would be interesting. Just for fun.
Your mother wants to be a mortician.
I'm so scared. I'm terrified.
Well, she can't.
Life
Here's the
is
thing, though.
beautiful.
She's gonna.
Death is beautiful. They're both beautiful.
She's gonna apply
Why
for
would
a
only
job,
appreciate one.
and they're gonna play this thing and go, "You just steal all the skulls. We don't want you here.
Yeah, I would want the skulls.
You can't have the skulls.
Well, maybe if people just donate.
You
them.
can have plastic skulls."
I buy that. Lots of them. I can't walk by a skull in some shape or form of decor.
I made you a beautiful
clothing.
skull last Halloween.
I know.
It looks like it's made of metal, but it's
I
not.
have Fred on my purse. That's a skull
Yeah.
that I carry around. I just love it.
Every year, you joke that you're going to keep the Halloween out all year round, but you've never done it, so it'll be really interesting to see.
You can't leave the Halloween out year round because after a month or so, it gets really cluttered in here.
all fairness, I decorate the home I do because we are a normal family and we have children who are now much older, so I'm almost to that point. But raising them who wanted to see Christmas come and Easter decorations and all the holidays, and I did them all. I was mom of the year for holidays. But I'm getting to a point in my life that eventually
You're just now stuck on one holiday.
it's just going to be Halloween.
Just
all
Halloween.
year. And my bedroom and my bathroom and everything is just going to be Halloween.
With skulls.
And, well, there's lots of skulls.
I'm
Why
terrified.
I'm terrified too. We're going to wake up and find her sawing our heads off.
No.
I guess there's a reason you enjoy this convention,
Yes.
because you said this is better than Comic-Con.
The people next to
yeah.
us at the con, we had a table at this convention, Midsummer Scream.
His
The-
were a little pricey.
The
for my
people next
taste.
to us were selling
Skulls.
decorated skulls.
Yes.
His booth was called Forgotten Times,
Yes.
and he was selling high-end skulls that had been decorated with seeds and shells
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. What'd you think of those?
I thought they were beautiful.
They're
They're not in my
beautiful.
price range. I'm more of a Michael's skull girl.
Michael's.
40% off coupon,
So what were you doing at the table all weekend?
I was selling us. And I think I did a really good job. We sold out of every time box we took. We had hundreds of those. Sold out every single box. Your new book sold out completely, and the other book as well. We sold a number of. I went way above what I thought I was gonna do, and I'm so grateful. Not just everyone that bought, but everyone that came by the table. There was such an outpour of love and support for 91 Reasons. I met so many fans. So many people would just walk by the table and scream, go Tuckers, Jeff Tucker rule, like the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that you have fans, that people actually listen to your show until you do something like this. Like,
no, you have to go out.
You've never met.
Yeah, podcast. I always say podcasting is you launch it into the dark, the episodes, and you have no idea. Like, I get a little bit of online feedback, but when you go to a show like that, you're like, wow, a lot of people actually listen to the show.
Yes, we have fans, but in this particular group of people...
Oh, yeah, this is super concentrated.
This is where we're known the most.
Yes.
Because of you and Knots and Hot and... We
The
have
booth...
So that makes it a little more than normal. You almost feel like a real celebrity. Like, you get to that point, you're like, wow, these people... They come up and they're just like, Shark Turkey Penguin, or I just saw this shark thing on aisle, whatever, you gotta go see it. And I'm just like, how do you know I like sharks? Oh, yeah, because I tell the world that I like sharks.
The people next to us were not prepared for the kind of booth we have.
And I told them, I had because I do conventions a lot. I get the evil eye from everyone that sells around us because we're loud. We bring in major crowds to our table. We're hard to compete with. And I'm sorry for that. But I'm not going to, I better be quiet and just sit at my table and read a book. I'm not going to do that.
It was a guy and his 20-year-old daughter. And he seemed okay. She was not having it.
I think he wanted to be angry that we were doing so well, but he was so fascinated. Like, I'd catch him just watching Austin give his spiel to people. Yeah. And he was he was wowed.
His daughter wouldn't do that.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
They were their products, which cost about $350 were you either want to buy it or you don't. They weren't given the hard sell.
Right.
They weren't salesmen of any kind. They were craftspeople who made this thing and were hoping somebody would buy it, right? Our stuff, and here's the thing, the teenage or 20-something girl, she was like in a sitcom. She was drawing the line of where we could go and where they could go, whose space was what space.
Right. And I try to respect that. I can't tell people that are not friends, that are just customers, where to stand.
Oh yeah, no, I said the same thing. He was getting a little heated with, not he, but she was getting a little heated with the guests at the con. I said, just...
Right. I said, if I have a friend come to the booth, I would be more than happy than say, can you please come in front of our table and not block their booth?
You can't go in, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, a customer, you couldn't get to the front of our table because the front of our table was packed.
Now the booth got so busy a couple of times we had John Waite there and Dana, and we had Daniel and his daughter having lunch.
Had a lot of people
I would step across the way. There was a little alcove where they store the tables. So I would stand there and just hang out. And at one point he joined me and said, first he made a joke about our $5 time boxes. And then he asked me in all seriousness, what are you selling? Because he didn't understand why we were doing so well. And I looked at him and I said, we're selling a good time. We're selling an experience. It has nothing to do with the product. It has to do with they want to meet Austin, they want to meet you, they want to meet me, they want to talk, and they want to support the show. And we found a way where we're not just taking their money. We're giving you a $5 box of goodies, which is probably worth more than $5. Each box was pretty cramped. Some of them were left over from last year. And those were $10 boxes.
Though.
We were selling.
We did good this year with our boxes.
They had movies and books and toys.
And keychains, and they were just stuffed with stuff.
And it was a way for somebody to support the show and get something in return. And he just did not understand. He got the book sales. It's easy to understand the book sales. But the time boxes were an anomaly to him.
You had to explain it. I explained it to customers. We do a podcast. We talk about the past. We talk about pulp culture. We talk about growing up in the 70s and 80s. We talk about toys. Everything we talk about is represented in these boxes.
Yeah.
And that's why we do the boxes, as a fun way to show things we talk about for you to take it home and be part of our show.
And if we put this crap on the table, nobody would buy it.
No.
But if we pack it in, and at a convention like this, where there isn't anything at the convention except maybe a hot dog for $5.
Right. We're the best deal out there.
People were like, oh, that's...
And it was fun. Like, if someone opened a box, and got the It movie. They were like freaking out. They couldn't believe they got that in a box
for $5.
Plus a ton of other stuff in there too. They were good deals and they were a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you're next to a guy like that, and it's no offense to him, he is a craftsman. He spends probably 10 or 12 hours making one of those things, and he wants to be paid accordingly for what it is. I get that. And the buy-in is $350, so you've got to talk to people, and he just wasn't doing that. And
one of our friends actually bought one of his skulls.
Yeah.
Our friend Debbie and her husband fell in love with them and purchased one. But you know, whether you're selling $300 skulls or a $5 time box, it really is on the person. Because I think we could have switched booths, the daughter and I think our booth would have calmed down and not sold those boxes, and I would have had people looking at the amazing artwork. that man was
I
doing.
agree. That's
I'm not saying I'm a big head person, but like I'm a good salesperson, and it really is what you're giving.
Well,
what
there's
you're putting into
there's
it.
an art to talking to people. How you doing? Well, hey, are you having a good con? And
Right.
you know, if you're either doing that or you're not. And she kind of looked upset at the whole point. At one point, she turned to her dad and said, "They're selling boxes of junk," which to me said, well, she doesn't understand what we're doing.
Nope.
And, you know, by the end, they were nice people. I was giving them food. And on Sunday, she didn't come. So he was by himself. He couldn't leave his booth. So I was giving him some of our candy and food and hanging out. His name was Russ. He was a really nice guy. But there was that first hour or two of, this is going to get ugly. And you know what? The other thing, and this is on them, they moved the tables. They set up an L-shaped table that you walked into instead of in front of.
I think it was better. If
What?
we would have had both the tables at the same, I think it would have been worse.
Yeah, but
Would have kept people out.
But ours became an open booth
Right.
where people like to come up
in.
because Rachel, for the first time ever, Rachel got a booth babe to be at our booth.
Yay,
Someone that she works with showed up in a skimpy outfit, taking
2 days.
pictures.
What was she? She was a.
She was Carrie, and then she was a
Carrie.
nurse.
And then she was a nurse.
And
Little Satan.
you know, our friend Adrian was in love.
Yeah.
I could
She
arrange
was
that
both
marriage in 10 seconds. Hi, Adrian. And the thing is, okay, I'm a guy who goes to conventions. I see a lot of booth babes. I see a lot of girls, you know, in spandex unitards and stuff. You go up, you get the product. It never occurred to me to just stand there and hit on them. And what we saw was a lot of guys were just standing there and hitting on her. I mean, that's weird to me.
It was, but she did more good than harm.
Oh no, she was fantastic. We must have sold
Yeah.
50 boxes.
First of all, her
just having her
personality is
there.
similar to mine. So she was very like, look what's in this box. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So she wasn't a boring, like, I'm just going to stand here and be pretty girl. And that totally.
Oh yeah, no,
helped.
and you can tell. You
But
can totally tell.
Definitely, she's standing there with the little pumpkin trick or treat bucket, all sexy.
Do you remember?
People came towards our side of the table or the row instantly. You just see them veer off. They're like, "What's this table?" Just because she was standing there.
Right. Do you remember at Comic-Con there was one booth babe that I kept going back to take pictures of?
What year Comic-Con?
It was at least 5 or 6 years ago.
Jewel?
No, not her. The girl with the hoverboard.
Oh yeah.
And you know why? She wasn't statuesque. She wasn't a model. She was friendly and laughing.
She was a nice
It was
girl.
all personality. Turns out she's Trisha Hirschberger. She's a big internet star now. But I met her back before that when she was just a booth babe at the Mattel booth.
Yeah, I kind of like the booth babe thing. I think I'll be using Grace again, and I don't think she'll mind, especially if it's for a gory event, because she's into that stuff, which is how we discussed it. And
Well, we
how-
should try to get a booth at Kamikaze because that's on Halloween weekend,
Oh.
I think.
Hey, you're forgetting about the other booth babe here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Austin was our boy, our
She was
Monster
our
High.
Austin was our
booth babe.
Halloween hunk.
That
I like that
all
name.
the little
I'm the
girls
Halloween hunk.
stopped and loved. You're right. You Halloween hunk.
And to be
One
honest,
woman tried to marry you,
No, that
right?
was an older woman.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
She
that was kinda
staring
scary.
at him, and then she went, "What is your name, sweetheart? What grade are you in?" She's all, "You are just so interesting." Like she just kept. She couldn't leave our table, and when she walked away backwards, still watching him. She was so intrigued with his. I don't know if it was your selling skills or what it was you were.
You know, on The
working over there.
Simpsons, when Homer sees Apu cheating and he walks backwards home?
Yeah,
That's what
That
it was.
lady. It was funny.
it was funny. There were a lot of younger girls who went to the table and stared at me, but then they blushed and just ran away. They didn't. They didn't
Yeah.
want to listen to the product or talk to me. They,
You come on quite strong and you're very outgoing. I don't know where you get that from, but I'm just saying sometimes people like that they feel like we intimidate them a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I've always been accused of intimidating people.
And we're a family of
And that's
that.
just the way it
so
goes.
all together, we're like, I don't know.
It's overpowering.
It's a convention.
They really should put
my
us
job.
on an end cap by ourselves.
Yeah, we need a corner spot. We would
I should
rock a
tell
corner spot.
Rick and David that next year.
I had to pull it in because I'm being respectful to the neighbors. But if we had a corner spot, we'd have a really fun table.
I could see Austin.
I wanted to do like a raffle, a drawing. I wanted to do something, but I just didn't want to bring in that.
Oh yeah,
many people to
no.
our table.
You would have caused a riot.
Yeah, it was already a little crazy.
You got complaints at WonderCon with just selling books.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother animal.
Apparently, I don't know why I'm loud, but.
Now you and I did have time to peruse the convention floor
On Sunday at 5 p.m. Can we make that clear? It's not like I was out enjoying this event. I worked really hard all weekend, and at 5 p.m. on Sunday, when we sold out of everything,
right?
Then I felt like, I think they can handle the table
now.
now.
To be fair, you were paid in advance.
I was.
You went to Chris and Pitt's
Friday
night,
and you said, for all your hard work this weekend, because I know you're going to work
yes.
really hard.
And you had a salad the size
of a table.
Yeah.
Like, huge.
It was most of an entire forest.
Yes,
in
and
a bowl.
lot of bread. But
so yes.
But it was really good. And I did work really hard. So
what did you see on the floor that you liked?
Everything.
Everything. Skulls.
There was clothes, there was artwork, there was decoration, there was joy. Oh my God, remember the bat necklace?
Oh,
They had a sterling silver bat necklace with amber as his belly and sapphires for his eyes. He was huge, like 3 inches, like a giant bat for your neck. But he was $60. I really wanted him, but
he was actually 65, and she kept saying, "But you're a dealer, so
And
we're
she
gonna
would
throw in the necklace, which should have been included anyways."
No, they only saw the pendant.
What the heck?
A sterling silver necklace is going to run you another $30. So
what the heck?
It was a good deal, but I looked at everything that weekend because I was working so hard to sell those boxes. Everything in time boxes, and I'm like, that's 20 time boxes.
13
that's
boxes.
15 time. Everything I wanted, that's what I kept saying. Oh, I'd have to go sell 10 time boxes at the table right now to buy that. So getting that bat necklace, I contemplated it.
I was telling the story that when we lived in Long Beach, you would always have a yard sale. And I remember some of the yard sales, you'd make about $50. And then send
more.
No, halfway through.
Oh, I'm always
and then
about.
And then you'd send somebody for lunch, and it would be like $30.
Yeah, no, that's
and you'd get really angry.
That's really hard for him.
You're like, I worked all morning for that, and it's just going to lunch.
Yep. Because when I do yard sales, it's like my pre-Black Friday Christmas yard sale, and the money I'm making is to be able to buy my kids Christmas presents. So every penny counts.
So Austin actually had time to go through some of the haunted attractions in the Hall of Shadows. Well, and you've been itching to tell your story.
Well, one thing I really enjoy about this con is that everything about it is crafted. Everything's handmade. Nothing's manufactured. Everything is makeup, sets, it's got more Artist Alley booths than any con.
Yeah, there's a couple of booths that sell, action figures and books and posters.
That's very
They
few.
look out of place.
Yeah.
Because it's mostly about handcrafted whatever. Halloween this,
made.
monster that.
It's all very theatrical in presentation. There was even a company selling theatrical props you could rent, like giant mushrooms and...
Hobbit door.
Hobbit door, yeah.
You could rent a Hobbit door for your party.
So I look forward to the Hall of Shadows to see the makeup, the sets, the costuming. One that really stood out to me was one that was themed after a vintage Halloween party. They basically gathered as many as those blow-molded old 70s decorations as possible.
That was the Bloodshed Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw the video of that. I didn't get to go in it.
You went through that one.
Yeah, and the most standout feature of it was that the props weren't made. Those were obviously actual 70s blow-mold Halloween props, but they did make a costume that looked like a 70s Halloween decoration.
That's cool.
I thought it was really cool. So
our friend Cher made one of those costumes. We did not get to attend the after party on Saturday night.
No.
But
I heard it was a mess.
Contest. I heard it was extremely busy. But her costume was one of those blow mold outfits. It was amazing, but she placed third or something, I think, in it. She didn't win.
Well, me and Amanda were going.
Yeah, we were there with our friend Amanda. Went with us.
Amanda Cox.
Yes.
Josie almost went with us, but chickened out at last seconds. He was even in the Hall of Shadows, ready to go with us.
I'm glad she didn't go into that one.
And that was a miracle.
Because
oh my
turned
god,
out to be
yeah.
hardcore.
It was hardcore. I still have this injury on my hand.
When he came back to the table, he said, they shocked me.
Yes.
And like he literally showed me his hands, and there was indents where he had been shocked. Like,
yeah.
It didn't go away all day. Like, they really shocked him.
I still have it.
Yeah, so no, I'm so glad Josie didn't do that. And they sprayed water on Amanda.
I'll explain the experience right now.
Okay.
We get in line, and the first things he says is leave your bags at the door, which we already should have been concerned about. Why would you leave your bags to a walk-through maze? But we set them down. They don't have a special bag area. You literally just set them on the exhibit hall floor for anyone to grab.
That was kind of scary.
Which is kind of scary. And he says you're going to get wet in the maze. But we figured it wouldn't be that bad because everybody at this con has prosthetic makeup on. Why would they spray you with water? It's clearly just going to be a sprinkle, something small, probably optional. Well, the first thing they do is splash us with water. Literally splash us.
Oh, I know. Amanda came back with her makeup run amok. She looked like a hot mess. She has been through some serious
It was supposed to be this cool scene where, like, zombies run at you and they spray blood all over you. But it was on a digital TV. So
I'm kind of bummed I missed that. That sounds cool.
The effect didn't really look that good, and we weren't sure what was going on. We should also mention that we weren't sure what was happening most of the maze. We were kind of half there because it was a constant flashing strobe light the whole time, so you couldn't see anything, even when the videos were playing. So it was a bit of a headache already. But it's very narrow. It's on a truck, like an RV.
Oh, that was the one that was on the truck? Oh,
yeah,
I
so
saw
it's kind of at a tilt. You're in a truck.
Right.
And you have to walk through, and there's these bodies that like hit up against you that are hung from the ceiling.
Did you go, let the bodies hit the floor,
Oh, yeah. One of them was a real actor. I feel terrible for the poor guy who had to be hung from the ceiling and attack people all day long in that stuffy, crooked van. But we walked through, and then we get to the longest room of the truck, which is basically a walkway you have to go through that's tilted, like a funhouse walkway. But it's very narrow, and you kind of have to Lara Croft semi-style up against a wall. But what they don't tell you is that if you touch the railing, you get electrocuted. Well, you can't get through without getting electrocuted a few times.
So you got shocked.
I got shocked. All I know is I touched the railing, and everything felt off. My heart rate jumped up, my hands hurt a lot, and they had markings in them.
And what did the guy then tell you?
We don't have an exit, you have to go all the way through. Get shocked a few more times.
So they said, keep going, you might get a few more shocks, but you'll get out. And then you said...
No. I'm not tolerating that.
You said no.
I'll find an exit. So I walked back through the maze, backwards. It's kind of funny. People thought it was a jump scare. Because I was all done up in my ears and leather jacket and collar, and I was running backwards through the maze. And everyone thought I was like one of the monsters. Like, no, I'm running for my life, actually. Finally,
don't go forward.
Yeah. And a lot of mazes do that now, where they have a fake guest walk through the maze saying, don't go any further, don't do that.
So you kind of helped them out.
Yeah.
You made their maze scarier and like...
So I walked out of the maze, and the lady at the front's really confused. Like, didn't you just go in? You're coming out now? And I'm like, I'm done. Me and Amanda told the people in line, you're going to get hot in there, don't go in. We grabbed our stuff, and we walked away.
Wow.
You're like the gas station guy in Cabin in the Woods.
I know, right?
Don't go in there. You're going to get shocked or killed.
My friend Amanda was also shocked. I feel terrible. She hated it, too, so we just ran out. The rest of the Hall of Shadows was well worth it, though. We got to see our friend Michael Bondi as a fist man.
Ooh,
that was
I saw
cool.
his makeup. He looked amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really bummed I didn't get to go through his.
The actors in there were pretty amazing.
If we have a table next year, I'm setting an hour aside on Saturday to be maze time, where I go through and do the mazes, and an hour on Sunday to do shopping. So I at least get an hour each day. And if I have to hire a bait booth, whatever you call them, booth.
To be fair...
Wow, you want to try that again?
Yeah, booth babe. I will do that, but she'll have to have someone that's able to help her, and then I'm going to do that.
All right.
I kind of regret it already.
So on Saturday, I hosted the Not Scary Farm announcement panel with John Cook. We announced Trick or Treat Lights Out, where the Trick or Treat maze has been completely redone, and you're going to go through with a flashlight that goes on and off at certain times. And then I brought out Elvira.
Yay.
It's her last year at Not Scary Farm, and she's doing a big show. And then something really cool happened at the table. My good friend Nathan showed up. He's a big Scary Farm fan. He was a guest on my other podcast, the Jimmer Collector Cast. He knows what a weird nut I am for certain things. And he brought me a Sakura terror dog, which is the 80s vinyl kit of the Terror Dog. Now, I had one of these when I was a teenager. I painted it. I bought it at a con for about $35. I painted it, and then I sold it to our friend Bobby for about $150, I think. And that was the last I ever saw of it. So I have a brand new one in the box. It's really valuable.
Are you going to put it together and paint
now,
it?
Nathan professionally paints figures for a living. If you've seen a sideshow booth with some of the display models, he has painted those. The stuff he paints looks like a photo, or it looks like the person's really going to just start talking, right? Mm-hmm. So he asked me if I was going to paint it, and I said, "You're asking me if I'm going to paint it? It looked like I did it in crayon if I painted it." So he made an offhand joke that he might paint it for me. So we'll see. It does come with both horns, so you can make either Louis Tully or Dana Barrett, because there's 2 Terror Dogs in the movie, and they have different horns.
Oh.
It's very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Like, it's the coolest thing ever. So I have it right now next to my Playmobil.
Cool, a human skull. Cool?
It's cooler than a human skull because it's legal.
Or is it not legal to own a human skull?
You really can't own a human skull, no.
I'm going to look that up. I'm going to Google it. Is that true?
Oh my god.
Well, you'd have to explain how you got it.
Well,
you can't just...
it.
Where? The skull
They don't
swap
sell them
meet?
on eBay?
No.
Really? This is real? I've never knew this.
Yes. You have to be a museum or a scientist or a
look.
doctor to own a skull. Why would you want to own a real skull anyways?
I don't know.
You can get a fake one that looks just as real.
To be fair, I was looking up, a Will skull did sell on eBay, I think, for about $12,000 because it was from Pirates of the Caribbean in the 60s. And the guy claimed it might be a Will human skull because they used those when the wide opened up.
They've said, urban legend is there's one real skull left.
Wow.
And it's the guy reading the map in the bed.
That's cool.
That's a real skull. Or the one on the headboard. I don't know for certain. I'm not really up on that Disney lore, okay? Throw me a bone here, literally. So, on Sunday, I hosted the Making Monsters panel, which was a lot of fun. I had Garner Holt. I had Eric from the Stan Winston School. I had Kirk Thatcher. And I had, what's his name? The guy from Henson. He was really talented. And, you know, he knew Steve Patino, which was a makeup guy back in the 80s that I knew. And Steve Patino died really young of cancer. And it was neat to just like, oh, we knew the same guy. That was cool. And Kirk Thatcher was there, who had worked on the Dinosaurs television show by Jim Henson. That was his favorite thing he'd ever done. He also directed Turkey Hollow. But when it came time to talk about dinosaurs, I brought up the final episode, and he wrote and directed it. So he wrote the episode where the asteroids start to fall, and it starts to snow, and the sun gets blotted out, and the dinosaurs figure, well, we'll just wait it out. So basically, he wrote the extinction episode of dinosaurs. That is hysterical.
Okay, I have an update. It says, there is no federal law prohibiting trade and ownership of human remains other than those from Native Americans. Although eBay has banned the sale of human bones or skulls, you can buy them online, auctions, so you can get them. But the one they're showing me, or their range in price is about $8,000. So it's not that I can't get one, it's just that I'm not rich enough to get one.
It's basically like a DeLorean. You sure want one, but gosh, the sticker
Right.
tag is just too high.
As long as it's not a Native American one, you can own one. That's what it says. This is real.
So, Midsummer Scream was a blast. It's one of the most exciting cons we go to because we really know almost everybody there.
Yeah, I like it because it's
I ran into a guy from high school there, Frank. I hadn't seen him in years.
like the most of your friends in one place all at once, at one time.
It's like Cheers for dead people.
Yes, I like that.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
Taking a break.
Would you like to have a skull?
Yes,
You
I
can't
would.
afford it. Whatever. Okay, so you have some products there you want to plug, right?
Let me see if I can remember what these are, because
Yeah.
people come up to the table when I'm really busy, and I take their cards, and I really don't know what they
Well,
are.
we want to plug midsummerscream.org. If you want to go next year, you should plan it. It is a blast. They have an after-hours party. They have a screening room. They have 2 or 3 different stages of classes and panels. They had a room full of black cats where you could adopt one. I heard they actually found homes for 12 black cats. That's amazing. And it is truly like everybody there is family. Halloween is family, right?
Yes.
It's my favorite convention, and I would never miss it. Ever.
So what do you got here?
I don't know, I can't see. My eyes are... Do you want me to turn the light on? It's a little dark in here now.
This is S. Alessandro Martinez, a horror and fantasy author. So I don't know.
That, I think, may be the one that's looking for horror scripts because you're a writer.
Because I'm a writer.
She wants to know if you do that. So
This is Trisha Minty, film, media, and concert composer, sound designer. Go to Trisha, TRICIA, MINTY, TrishaMinty.com. What else you got?
I don't know.
This is a card that looks like Monsters Inc., but it's Atmosphere FX. These are projections that you can put on your wall that are like the most amazing Halloween decorations you could ever see. They are truly amazing.
Yeah, those are really awesome.
You can go to atmosfx.com, atmosfx.com, and you can get their it's an SD card, so you can put it in your smartphone and attach it to a projector and scare the willies out of all of your neighbors. It's really cool.
I think this one just wanted to get her client on our show. She has a young actor guy.
Okay, well, we won't mention that then.
So we need to call him up. But,
we should mention...
shout outs to our other people, maybe, that, let's see, who else was there that we knew? There were so many people there. Do you want to give a shout out to friends? Like Random Land? Pretty big out there.
We saw Random Land there. Justin and Tyler and Alex was with them.
She's great. I love
they
her.
gave us a nice plug on their show. Random Land is Justin Scard, Live Fast, Die Poor on YouTube. He has thousands and thousands of subscribers. He makes really, really entertaining videos. We just watched his Midsummer Scream one, and even though we were there, we watched nearly a half hour. Because it's nearly a half hour, and we were riveted. It was like, oh, well, there's that and that and that.
Well, I got to see lots of things that I missed since I wasn't on the floor very much. So thanks, Justin and Tyler. I got to see some cool stuff.
Right.
We should give a plug out to our friend Amanda, who always joins along on our family fun. She has a YouTube channel, Mootini, Amanda Cox.
That's MOOTINI.
And she does lots of fun little videos and blogs and things about things she attends and things that she goes to.
And just
She's
uploaded one on
big
Midsummer
in the
Scream.
monster horror crazy world like us.
Check out my brand new book, Your Friend in Time, How Back to the Future Changed My Life. It's on Amazon.com. It's only $10.88. What a bargain. What a savings. Go to Not Scary Farm. NotScaryFarm.com. You can get a season pass and go every night of Scary Farm.
Yay, every night.
Rachel goes many, many nights.
Well, it's such a deal. How could you not? I have
And
to go see all my friends in their mazes. So many people
she
know
doesn't
are
go
working
through
it.
mazes. She just goes and gets carne asada fries.
Okay, that is not true.
It's very true.
Last year, I took Gunslinger Maze to get to the carne asada fries because we found out if you go through the maze, it gets you to the fries faster than walking the other way.
You know what I heard?
Therefore, the mazes came in handy to get to those fries. And
You want
I
to
highly
hear
recommend
a
those
rumor I
fries.
heard? That we went to Dark Harbor last year at the Queen Mary.
So much fun. First time ever. Loved it.
They sell a lot of booze there.
Oh, yay, boo.
There's a bar every 10 feet.
Like
and
that.
shooter girls. And somebody said they heard a rumor they're going to have a bar inside
That
some
is
of the
not a
mazes.
rumor. That is true.
In the maze?
Yes, I shall find
How
out.
do you do this?
I don't know, but it.
Why would you do this?
What about solving carne asada fries inside the maze?
There you go.
Even better. Come on, Knots. Step it up. Instead of me going through the maze to get to the fries, bring the fries to me.
All right. How about what if the maze is called Hell's Kitchen?
Oh,
And-
I love it. And there's like a Ramsey guy in there yelling at you and really
And
bad
they
words.
sell food.
And they're giving you food.
You buy food there.
There. Put it on the table next time, Jeff. Sounds like a go to
This
me.
is why professionals design mazes. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode. I am Jeff. I'm the voice of 91 Reasons. I am joined by...
Rachel.
And,
Austin?
And we just are so
I
excited.
want to stop talking about Halloween
Well, we were just so excited because Midsummer Scream really is a good time. Yes, it's work, but it's work that you like. And we had such a good time doing it.
Convention out there. I give props to Rick and Johanna and Mark, David and Markman, Claire, all the amazing people that put on Midsummer Scream. Just keep making it as wonderful as you have been, and all of us fans will be, all of us Halloween people will be quite happy, and I just love it.
And we'll see you in the fog. Austin, what's the name of the show? Do it by himself.
91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening by Gramthar's Hammer. We'll be back with another episode. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So say we all. Hey, hey, hey.